Hi, my friends. This is Lada from astrolada.com with your August 2018 astrology horoscopes for the 12 signs. What a crazy summer! You're probably experiencing it already. It's intense with all the eclipses, with Mars and Mercury retrograde. They continue in August. This is the last very intense month of this year. Very karmic, very fated, but this is also the last month when you can turn your life around and when you can make big changes in your life. So don't miss this time. Yes, it's intense, it's difficult. No one likes changes. Well, not no one, but most of the times. But you can make something amazing. It can be extremely productive and transforming month. And of course, one of the most important events is that we have the solar eclipse, which is happening on the 11th of August in the sign of Leo. It's with Rahu. Solar eclipse is about new beginnings, guys. Especially with Rahu. Rahu is material in nature when a Rahu causes a solar eclipse, which means it will bring some tangible, material, new beginnings in your life over the next 6 months in different area of your life, depending what sign you are. We'll speak about that, and some big changes in that area of your life. It's one of the last chances to make a big new beginning in that area of your life where the one of the last Leo eclipses is happening there. So important time. Yes, it can be unsettling, it can be scary because you're entering into uncharted new territory, and everything new feels scary, but at the same time, maybe you're overdue for a change there. At the same time, we have Mars and Mercury retrograde. And Mars is extremely close to the Earth. You can see it when it rises on the western horizon at night, like a bright, red, angry star. And sometimes I would confuse it even for a plane, it's so bright. And when Mars is so close, all the fire in us increases. So we become much more, kind of retrograde planet. Many astrologers says, oh, it's not going to work at all, you're not going to have any ambition, any drive. No, no, no. Retrograde planet pushes you the limits, and Mars is about willpower, drive. And of course, with all that fire, it can misfire. We can create conflict, we can be more prone to accidents, to burns, to cuts, more prone to fighting with people that have longer consequences. But this fire is given to us to make something out of it, and in particular to make some feat of courage, because Mars rules courage, something that you not have the energy or the will to do at other times, because Mars is so much stronger. Some feat of courage, some feat of assertiveness, some feat of strength that you can achieve, some feat of physical or other kind of energetic strength, some feat of so something that you can use this willpower, feat of willpower. And but again, as I said, too much fire can overpower rationality, and we can do some too passionate actions that we later regret for. But I would advise you use this fire to fix some problem in your life, to use this willpower and this assertiveness to tackle issues that you haven't had the courage or strength to do before. This is what retrograde planets are about. And try not to succumb to the temptation to fight, to retaliate, to bicker, to be overly dramatic, and be careful for little accidents as well. But the ultimate goal of Mars retrograde is much more positive. And we'll speak about each sign where it is happening. And it's actually going in Capricorn. And it's turning direct only in the last 2 days of month of August. So it's mostly retrograde the whole August. And then you have Mercury retrograde till the 19th of August. And Mercury is about communication, about talking, about information. So you might have to be working on something using 3 times more of your skills, which what Mercury rules, 3 times more of your communicative abilities, of your ability to, to explain things, of your ability to use your hands or your mind or your skills in some way. It's more challenging when a planet is retrograde because we have to use 3 times more energy. So maybe some of you will be using 3 times more energy and skills to fix some communicative errors, some administrative errors, to organize, to manage, to prepare something, to put final touches, to complete some mercurial projects which are of the mind, of writing, of speaking, of communicating, of business commercial transactions. So you're fixing something there while Mercury is retrograde till the 19th. And of course, we have, though, a lot of support as well, because we have Jupiter, amidst all those difficult influences, the solar eclipse, Mercury, and Mars retrograde. You have two very beneficial influences. So the universe is kind to us. It doesn't just burden us with one after another difficult influences. It gives us a helping hand. And one of them is the Jupiter trine Neptune. The whole month it is active. The whole month they're within a degree from each other, from the orb, and they're happening in water signs. Extremely healing influence. I've given some keywords. Easy flow, we'll speak about each sign where you're going to experience this easy flow, this healing, help from somewhere, divine help. It might be almost like divine intervention, something happening by magic. Spirituality, healing, kindness, tolerance. You can experience all those things. It's very emotionally soothing. It kind of gives you sense of happiness within in certain areas of your life, and things happening like by magic. And then there is another trine, very rare one, between Uranus and Saturn, which is active the whole August, again in earth signs this time. And earth signs are material manifestation. So in certain other areas of your life, you'd have groundingness, you'd have productive results, material results. You're going to have easy material results because it's an easy aspect. And you're going to have you're going to build up something new on top of something old, strengthen old foundations by incorporating something new, and that is not going to destroy old foundations in your life. It's just going to build up upon them. So we do have some helps, and now let's see how it is going to affect each of the 12 signs. So, Cancers, how will August pan out for you? Very quickly, those of you who are born in the last few days of Cancer, basically, if your birthday is around from the 19th till the 23rd of July, Mars is going to get retrograde and be retrograde on those last 3 degrees of Cancer. So you're going to feel very strongly, maybe 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd of July. You'd feel it very strong. Or basically, if you have your ascendant or your moon in Cancer, at the last 3 degrees, Mars going retrograde there can affect you in the opposite sign. Basically, you can get more provocations from partners, from others, from clients, or from marriage partners. There can be some stressful situations connected with those other people in your life, other important one-to-one relationships as well. And there might be the need to fix something, to work on something, to put more efforts into something. And if it's not valid, it can be just broken as well, broken promises, broken negotiations. The other Cancers are not going to feel it so much. If you're early born Cancers, you're not going to feel this Mars retrograde in your 7th house, really. And it starts improving, any problems in relationships for your Cancers, late born Cancers, start improving from basically after August, because Mars goes direct the last 2 days of August. So after August, those complications start improving. And let's see, for the rest of the Cancers, the eclipse is happening in your 2nd house in Leo. And that's a powerful eclipse in a sense. It's the last very strong eclipse you're going to have for the next 19 years of this sort in your 2nd house. And eclipses are about bringing big change and transformation in that area of life. Yes, it can be preceded by uncertainty and stress, but still is one of the last chances for the next 6 months, because a solar eclipse is active for 6 months, to really transform your resources and finances if you're Cancer rising in particular, to a lesser degree. Also Cancer moon very strongly, and sun to a lesser degree as well, but big chance it will repeat again in 19 years. Solar eclipse together with Rahu, with the north node of the moon, because a north node of the moon tends to give you something, and solar eclipses are about totally new beginnings. So totally new beginnings in your resources, your finances, your possessions, your self-worth as well. How do you value yourself? How do you love yourself? Your self-love is the 2nd house, And in regards to also how you eat, the 2nd house, over the next 6 months, it can change. Something can dramatically shift to a new beginning to a new direction, how you eat, your how you store weight. The second house, the house of storage, so you can make some shift on break away from the past and change in regards to your body weight as well, in regards to money, resources, possessions, you know. And at the same time, Mercury is retrograde till the 19th in your second house. So it's not only new things in regards to resources that are coming, like ideas for income or finances, but it's also uh, that you're working, maybe that you have to rebudget as well, that you have to use 3 times more extra effort, because Mercury is your intelligence, your planning ability, your strategizing ability, your ability to research, maybe to research certain resources, to research certain diets or ways of eating, which is the second house. So maybe you to kind of to become aware of the mistakes you've been doing in regards to such matters as well. Maybe to rebudget how you spend your money as well, to re-strategize, and the financial situation is a little bit unstable this August, with resources and things, and possessions. Try not to lose or break valuables or communication devices of any sorts as well, which is what Mercury retrograde is. uh, but if there are some complications with assets, with resources, with money, they start improving after Mercury turns direct. Till then, don't take risks. And the eclipse is happening on the 11th, but it's going to be active for the next um, 6 months. So those new ideas will start flooding in regards to resources, money, assets, and on a spiritual level in regards to your self-worth, how you can transform it and change it. Then we have two very helpful influences, the trines that I spoke about. The healing one between Jupiter and Neptune, which is the last one of its kind for a few years ahead, is happening between your fifth and ninth house. So there can be some and both of them are houses of good karma. So I think you can be much luckier this month, guys, if you can play some lottery. If you naturally, for example, if in your horoscope already you have Jupiter in the fifth house, which is very lucky. Fifth house is very important for someone to win lottery, because it's the good karma we have from past lifetimes, because people don't win lottery like that. uh, and the ninth house is also the luck house of of spiritual wisdom that we have. So and intuition as well. So I think that you'll be very intuitive this month, almost like on a fiery level. You're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel like you might just. It's not gonna be like, oh, premonitions and things bad that gonna happen. Not this kind of intuitive. It's gonna be more like intuitive for something good to happen for you, because the fifth and the ninth houses, and those two planets are very intuitive, Jupiter and Neptune, and the fifth and ninth houses are connected to good things happening in our life, that bring happiness, that bring joy, that makes our life more meaningful, more joyful as well. So you can get like the spur, and you can feel it in your guts. Why do I feel like I have to go to that coffee? And you go to that coffee and you meet a boyfriend there, or you meet a partner or something like that, or you feel like, oh, I have to play the lottery. I just passed by here, I got a feeling, or I have to park my car here. I don't usually park it here. Let me park here. And then it turns out that you meet some inspirational figure there, or a teacher, ninth house, who helps you in some way, or some mentor figure who helps you in some way. But also on a more material level, this is very spiritual influence. You might feel very spiritual, not in a mystical way, but more like you'd feel meaning, you'd find meaning and more purpose in your life this month. You can feel like almost inflated because these are fiery houses, they're excitable houses. You can find yourself more excitable with life, and in a smooth, easy way, and your luck is running better. Plus, something good can happen almost by magic in regards to dating, in regards to love, in regards to children. If you're trying to get pregnant, especially if your moon is in Cancer, or if your rising is in Cancer, to a lesser degree the sun or the moon, now something can happen, guys. Love of some sort, can happen by magic, or good dates can happen. If you're trying to find some new passion in life and something creative, or if you're trying to complete some creative project, things flow, inspiration flows. Ninth house is inspiration, fifth house is creativity. So you mix creativity and inspiration, and those planets that channel divine higher impulses, and that in a benefic way, well, you see what can happen. Something good can happen as if by magic for your children. Also, children or lovers or creative projects in a positive way. Plus, the fifth house is the house of um, having fun, and the ninth house, the house of traveling and faraway places. Well, you can manifest some travel by magic. Horizons can be opening and help you enjoy life as well more. It can be good, any kind of travel to foreign places. Enjoyments and fun are favored. And also any kind of spiritual studies of higher knowledge, any kind of uh, almost you might have like intuitive insights to be directed to the right religion or to the right spiritual studies, to the right teacher, to the right guru, to the right inspirational words. So these kind of things flow. And then there is another trine, very flowy, is this smooth, between Uranus in your 11th house and Saturn in your 7th house. Well, these are communication houses, cancers. So what's happening? Well, maybe a friend can help your spouse for something. Or maybe people, 11th house is also the house of benefactors, can help you for some business deal, 7th house. Or benefactors can help you for some kind of find more clients, 7th house, or find more business, 7th house. So it's good for business, especially for business contacts. It's in practical houses, earth houses. You can create kind of beneficial, grounding business connections that are materially productive. You can receive help from others as well. Or also maybe some friends can introduce you to a partner. 7th house is partnerships, not only business partnerships, but marriage partnerships or long-term relationships. Or you can introduce something new, or something new can be happening in the life of your partner, because you're in something new. Saturn in the 7th house is your partner, so, or your relationship as a whole. So you can introduce something spicy, that doesn't disrupt your relationship, that actually stabilizes it and strengthens it more. But something new you can introduce into your relationship, committed relationship already, that makes it more exciting. Maybe doing some kind of social activities together of some sort, maybe new friends that spice up your marriage life or relationship life of some sort. Or if you're single, as I said, be out, mingle, because you can find some very productive, grounding relationships with friends or even partners, committed partners of some sort. And you can reach out now, because Saturn is still retrograde, and it means something from the past, and you can reach out uh, and somehow like plan some activity, some social activity with an old partner or something like that if you want. Or you can introduce um, some new innovative business ideas to your old clients as well, that can play out well. Plus the 11th and 7th houses are very much about social connections, like business connections, like uh, reaching out to large groups of people and more popularity, and possibly to do with your marketing and your visibility, and your contact with your clients as well. So this is good, strengthening, productive month for that, grounding month for that. So use it to the best of your ability, plus for personal relationships as well of any kind. All right, unless you're those cancers that are in the in the last degrees of cancer that I spoke about at the beginning, since they'll get more of Mars, so that can be a bit more stressful for them. Okay, so thank you so much, cancers, and we'll see you next month.